This is NPR News.
It is NPR News. Good morning to you. How are you this morning? I'm under the sea. Look at those bubbles coming out of my mouth. Anyway, good morning. How are you? This is Lou calling to you from inside your car. Inside your car. Inside his own car. Oh, the sea went away. I've got a feeling I look terrible. Oh my gosh. Doctor, what would you do? Would you tuck these away? And oh boy. Good morning to you. It's me, Lou. It's your boy Lou calling to you from inside your car. What? You know how we do. Yeah, we hanging out here in the car. Mad shit be popping off, as they say. What does this one do? Oh, well, video used to be much better. This one, just running through the things. Oh, a little star filter. Sure. Oh, that gives me some creepy eye glow. I got the eye glow. Anyway, good morning to you. I hope you are feeling hunky-dory today. Whoa. I didn't like that. Oh, this is working. These are all so weird, these weird filters they have on here. Don't know why. Little sepia tone. Oh. Boy, oh boy. These are not good. Oh, that one just says... Oh, I see. Doctor Who integration. This is raid my eyebrows. Oh. Okay. All right. That's dumb. You can just sit there and do that forever. Anyway, good morning to you. It's standard day here in the car. Late April, tax day if you pay taxes like a chump. It was in the 80s or 70s, high 70s this weekend. And right now it's 42 degrees and cloudy. Yesterday poured torrential rain here in the city. If you are on social media or watch the news, you would have seen all those, the water pouring down the stairs of the train stations and all that. It, not great if you're into nice weather. But just standard spring stuff. Of course, everyone's kind of panicking because all the buds are starting to come out of the trees, and then all of a sudden the temperature dropped. I was looking for these glasses, and I had them apparently somewhere. Did you see where they fell from? I don't know. But yeah, so all the trees are about to bloom, and then the temperature went like a 40-degree change on Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, Saturday, hanging out with people. What else is going on? Little League season started. So Little League season started. We missed a week due to weather, and then now we have 2 games a week. So it's a lot of baseball. Last week it was Friday and Saturday. This week it's Saturday and Sunday. This week's games start at 8:45 in the morning. Can you believe that? That is criminal to force parents and children to get up that early to play baseball consecutive days. And having played baseball at that time in the morning, it's super unpleasant because it's freezing and the sun's not up yet, and everyone's sort of overdressed, because then by the time the game's over, it's starting to warm up, and you're like, I gotta get my clothes on. And then how do you get there? Do you drive? Do you ride a bike? Blibbity blabbity blue. Good morning to you, whomever it is who is watching. So yeah, we had our first games in Little League. Asher pitching okay. He is hitting okay. He feels he needs more work with his hitting. So we've been doing some hitting drills, and the improvement is dramatic, so we're excited about that. Another good news was that apparently the first game that we played against, we beat the team that where the new parent accused me of being unfit to be around children. I don't know if you remember that whole kerfuffle because of my podcast. You know, the podcast where I talk about all sorts of wonderful things you find on the internet. Apparently my internet hobbies, as they put them, disqualified me from being around children, because you can't have a podcast about stuff you're not into, that you're just reporting on, and not be some sort of a freak who's not allowed to be around kids. Oh, I'm watching right now. If this transmission cuts out, it's because I'm watching currently the guy who's putting in the oil for my building. He's getting ready to put the oil in, and he was also just smoking a cigarette. So I don't know a ton about fuel dynamics, but I'm not crazy about that happening. Here, I'll show you. See. Oh, there he is. There he is doing his fuel oil thing. He hasn't signed. We're gonna go back to watching me. Those oil guys never sign releases. Not that there is one to sign. Oh, here comes the cable full of oil. See, and hold on, we'll go back this way. See, there he goes, putting the oil in the thing. And I'm following him, and he's gonna go like this, and there's a little port in the street, and that's how our building's fuel arrives to keep us all warm and keep the water hot in the pipes. It's so fun. So yeah, that's going on. What else is going on? Oh, I got an improv show on Thursday, so if you're watching and you live in New York City, between the moon and New York City, please consider coming to the improv show. That's at the People's Improv Theater in New York City. What else is going on? Oh, I was in Vegas for work, and it's a weird place, and it's funny how many people who live there are clearly exhausted by the grind of living in Las Vegas. Everyone's just kind of like, oh my God, yes, I live in this gambling city. Yes, I most probably have some sort of gambling related job, and I'm also exhausted because of just the sheer misery engine that Las Vegas is. While it's simultaneously like fascinating, and you're like, oh wow, look at all this crazy, like, so people spend a ton of money here to make these things so fancy. At the same time, there's something soul crushing about it. Plus all the obesity there is it's terrifying. So many people opting to use like a little scooter to get around. My third day there, I ended up taking a 14-mile walk around the strip, and it was a long walk, let me tell you. Anyway, so I won some money. I don't gamble well, in that I don't like losing money, and I have a very low tolerance for it. So like if I'm playing blackjack or something and I start losing, I'm like, this isn't fun. Why would I do this? I'm leaving. And also I don't like gambling alone. So I'm not one of those guys who can like walk up to the blackjack table and just be like, all right, it's just you and me, dealer. Let's hang out. Let's lose our money. Hey, Eric, how are you? Eric Marcisak watching, as well as Kelly Carter. what games do I play? Usually, I play blackjack because it's the game I know how to play the best. As I was saying recently to someone, when I remember driving to visit my friend Nate and his then wife, who had moved from Milwaukee to Peoria, Illinois, and if it plays in Peoria, they and there's there's a riverboat there, and my friend Mike Gregoire and I were driving down, and good morning. We had driven down, and he basically gave me a book on how to win at gambling, and I read it to him. So I know the basics of craps, but I have not played it myself because I find it kind of chaotic and frustrating. But so I played the slots, which is a mindless endeavor. But I sat down at the Simpsons slot machine, and $20, poof, like within 3 minutes gone. Then I sat down at another slot machine, again, poof, $20 gone. Then I came back later by myself, much later, at like midnight, and I found a pocket of the casino that was like deserted, but they had the Willy Wonka machine with the 3 screens. Like you have your main screen and you have these ancillary screens on the side. And then I was playing the 6 times Oompa Loompa bonus, and the Oompa Loompa bonus delivered big time, because all of a sudden it was like Oompa Loompa stretching out the screen and everlasting gobstoppers everywhere, and I won almost $200, just like bam. So I left Vegas up $150, and I agree with you. Gambling is flushing money down the toilet, but people apparently love to do it. I'm always like, I have no money. I don't want to lose the money I have, so I don't usually gamble. I'm not like into playing poker or anything like that, because I don't want to lose my money to my friends either. And being I'm always convinced I'm going to lose anyway, so that's a great way to live. Anyway, walked around Vegas a lot. God, I dropped for a second. So walked around Vegas, saw a giant rally for the Vegas Knights, which are the hockey team, the expansion hockey team. I'm not a big hockey guy myself, but I was surprised. That town is bananas for their hockey team. And this is the first season, so first season hype. But everyone was wearing Vegas Knights jerseys, and if you follow Ink Master, the television show, reality tattooing competition, there was Sausage, who is a former contestant. I can't remember if he's an Ink Master or not. He should be. He's a good tattooer or tattooist. He has a studio in Vegas, and they were giving out free Vegas Knights tattoos of a simple manner for a donation. And I was like, whoa, here's the perfect time to get my first tattoo for a team, for a city that I don't live in, or a sport I don't care about. So this is what it looks like. Full chest. No. But walked around through a bunch of casinos, and I had this one. I decided I was going to take the tram back at one point, and I was following my app showing me how to walk back to the nearest tram, which was not all that far away, but I had to go around this mall. So I decided I'd go through the mall because it seemed to be in that direction. So I'm walking through the mall, and I cannot figure out how to get out of the mall. There's no way out, no clear way out. And I was like, how can they make this mall with no way out? Then I saw this parking garage, and I left through the parking garage, and I ended up behind where I started somehow. It was infuriating. So I ended up circling back to where I started, and I just got dinner there. At some, Vegas Strip Mexican restaurant, which was, the food was okay. The cocktails, they said, like, we make them fresh, but it tasted like fresh sour mix, which, of course, if you know me and you give me a margarita with sour mix, I will throw it back in your face because it's disgusting. Who makes a really good like pre-made margarita mix is that Ripe company that you can get it at Whole Foods. It's like this, tube of stuff, and you mix 2 parts Ripe and then 1 part tequila. It makes a great margarita. The Trader Joe's margarita mix, all pre-made in a jar thing, also good. Although the last few times I've tried to buy it there, the shelf that where it would normally be is empty. It's a Trader Joe's thing. Sometimes they're out of the thing. I've been concerned that maybe it was recalled for some sort of margarita mix salmonella or other foodborne illness scare, but so far no news on that. But whenever it's those 2 margarita mixes are probably the best, store-bought margarita mixes that you can buy. They don't include sour mix, which should never be in any margarita ever. I don't care what you say. When we were in LA, we had margaritas. Jody and I tend to get Mexican food. It's just the way it is. We got margaritas, and they were like, do you want frozen or do you want like regular? And you can get all these flavors and stuff. And then I forget what flavor I got, but I was like, it was so sweet. And then it totally made sense. As a frozen margarita, it probably would have been like amazing. But as an on the rocks margarita, it was like drinking straight syrup. I did not enjoy it. If you can't tell from the story, I did not enjoy it. And that place was another place where the food was served outdoors, and it was delivered to us somehow like just lukewarm. No, I didn't have any $10 steak dinners, unfortunately, when I was in Vegas. I did, I had some sort of like 3 enchilada special thing that was actually pretty good. And it wasn't that expensive. But the funny thing is the food, fairly, priced, but the heat was killing my mouth. Like my lips were chapped instantly the minute we got in Vegas. And I was like, oh, I need to get a chapstick. And I didn't feel like walking the, mile on the strip. I guess in hindsight I could have taken the tram, but it's a hassle to go all the way to the casino that has a CVS or a Walgreens in it, which there are, but they're further down the strip, in the more affordable casinos. So you have your so I had to buy chapstick in the hotel, which is like more expensive than buying it was the dry air, not the hot food. It's my mouth, not my guts, that were hurting. So I bought I stayed at the MGM Grand, and at the MGM Grand, getting a chapstick is $6. So I bought a chapstick, and then I left it somewhere, so I had to buy 2 chapsticks. So I spent $12 on chapstick, and I bought a Blistex, which was great, and then I bought another one, and they both had sunscreen in them, but the other one I bought, not the non-Blistex variety, when you put it on your lips, you could taste the sunscreen, which I thought was gross. I know, $6 for a chapstick. It's criminal. It was like being in an airport, plus the fact that they hide all the water fountains, or like don't have any. Like at the convention center that we were at, which is like the gigantic Las Vegas Convention Center, There was one water fountain that I saw in the entire place. And the rest of the time, they're trying to sell you giant things of water. And then on the strip, no water fountains anywhere. Plus, it's cheaper to buy like a 24-ounce can of Corona than it is to buy like a bottle of water. So, you know, they're just like selling you your life-giving fluids while you, you know, exhaustedly trudge through the heat from casino to casino. It sounds like paradise, I know, but I found that part of it to be gross. I mean, I understand that in the there goes Jody and Asher. Bye. They're leaving. They're going to school. Yeah. So I mean, I keep saying I want to get off the strip next time I go. Who knows when the next time I'll go is. But I hear there's a great tiki bar there, plus all the bars that have been saved on Bar Rescue that I want to go to. One of these days, I would like to go and not be concerned with the gambling. Oh, a helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon. That sounds terrifying. Yeah, I also hear like the Hoover Dam is near, but it's another one of those things that I know is available, but somehow I'll never do. It's like, you know, when I go to the beach in the summer, there are whale watching boat rides, and every year we're like, we'll go whale watching, and then we're like, wait, we're at the beach, let's swim instead. So maybe we should go whale watching. I went fishing once. Like, you know, you think, well, maybe go on a cloudy day. I went fishing once on a cloudy day, and it was a misery of just being cold on the boat. No one catching anything. Except for that one guy, if you've heard this story before, where we're pulling up something, and then something else came and, like, basically ate whatever it was that I was pulling up. No, was it me? I just remember somebody brought up a fish that is clearly destroyed from the head down. Like, you throw down a little bait fish, and then the head of another fish comes up because something else decided to demolish it before it got to the boat. That was a freaky experience. I think that was the last time I went fishing with my dad, or fishing in general, because that shit is boring. Some people don't like it. I'm gonna zen out. Yep. Exciting. I have enough time alone in here. I don't need more. I don't need to be alone with my thoughts. That's why I'm constantly listening to electronic dance music to short circuit my brain. Oh, good morning, Frank Wilderspin, calling from Missouri, I think. Yes, that sounds right. Or watching from Missouri. Oh, you know, it was interesting. When I was in Vegas, there's a company that makes a piece of software that I like for my phone that unfortunately I can't use with Facebook, but I could use if I was streaming to Twitch. And I was telling him all about how I do this recording in the car. He was really quite fascinated. But he wouldn't give me a free $5,000 camera, so I wrote him off. You know, and sadly, this is yet another year that I went to NAB and did not see The Thunder from Down Under, the all-male Australian review, which I keep promising I'm going to do. But, you know, one year we'll go, and then I'll just feel uncomfortable the whole time and be like, I spent money looking at some hot Australian beefcake. Woo! But I mean, I didn't see any signs for The Thunder Down Under, which means it might not be happening anymore. I did see a sign for Chippendales, and I'm fairly certain that I talked to another prostitute in the hotel this year. I may be being unkind. Last year when I was in Vegas, there was a lady that like just approached me in the lobby, was just like, yeah, you looking for a date? I was just like, ew, you're a prostitute. No, thank you. Instead, I actually just said, no, thanks. But then to this year, I got in the elevator with this woman who had just like, I'm going to be crass, but just, she's like a blonde lady, really bad, like acne scars, covered in a ton of makeup, but just like insane fake boobs, where I was like, whoa. And this is the funny part for me was, she thought it was funny too, but, yeah, she just, and wearing like almost nothing shirt with these like just giant breasts. And I had just finished washing my face, and I was wearing this like sort of blue polo, and I apparently got water on it. And she was like, hey, you got something on your shirt there. I got in the elevator with this lady, and so it just looked like this giant wet spot here. And she was like, I was like, I have no idea what that is. And we both just said at the same time, it's probably drool. Which at the time I was just thinking that I was drooling for no reason. Like I wasn't like drooling because you have giant breasts, but I believe that's what she meant. And we both laughed, ha ha ha. And then I was like, oh wait, she thinks I'm drooling because of her giant breasts. But I didn't feel like correcting her or bringing it up, because how do you bring that up? Like, well, not about your boobs. Anyway, they're big. I don't know. They're fake. What? Normally that's something people say in polite conversation. But I never saw that lady. I assume was a prostitute again. She may not have been a prostitute. I'm just, casting my own filth on her. Which I didn't do. I didn't pay for it. We didn't have sex. Anyway. But, yeah, I saw several women in the MGM where I was kind of like, are you on the job? What's going on, lady? Man, I'm watching people come out of their cars now because it's time to get out of your car. Parking time's over. Everyone is just bundled up because it is miserably windy and cold here. Just when it warmed up. We better warm up for this baseball this weekend at 8:45 in the morning, because I am going to be pissed if I have to put on long johns to go stand around and watch kids strike out. Not cool. Oh, this guy's just getting in his car now. Good luck getting a parking spot, chump. You should have been out here 90 minutes ago. What a drag. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Yeah, you think I made her night by drooling all over myself? I was like, oh man, boobs. Blur. Because I can't control myself. Like a Pavlovian response. Yeah, they were like, I was going to say rugby balls, but that's like a weird shape. But they were larger than normal and also super fake. Anyway, I'm going to sign off from New York City. New York City. Yeah, you can get your salsa from here now too. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Time for me to go back upstairs and get ready to go to work. Well, I'd love to debate this with you, Kelly, that big boobs are overrated. I mean, I get the whole discomfort of working out and just like the burden of having them. I've heard it all before. No, I mean, they're not. I wouldn't want gigantic breasts myself, especially not fake ones. I want to earn them with a bad diet. That's how men get their breasts. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.